Yeah, middle school is where everyone decides they want to be an elf. Hello. This is the Triad, where we're spooky but sensitive. I'm Hannah, and I'm eating a sandwich.
I'm Shannon.
I'm Shelby.
Okay, I know Hannah and I both have announcements, so. Hannah, do you want to go first since it's your...
No, I'm eating a sandwich,
Okay,
Shannon.
I'll go then. Well, mine's just, I finished classes for law school. Woo! I still have to do my finals, but I'm done with class, which feels... I mean, I still have like 2 years of school, but it's not law school, so it's very different. And I just feel like I shouldn't be done yet, but I am. So
I mean, it's been, 3 years?
Yeah, I just feel like there was more stuff that I should have learned or been told about, within the law. But
the law?
Yeah, like it's fine. I don't know. I'm done.
Like, you don't need to know that.
I mean,
That's
I actually
not
don't.
Important.
I actually don't because I'm not taking the bar. So
I mean, fair.
Yeah, but I still have to do finals, but I'm really not worried about those. So I'm worried about one of them.
Yeah.
Because copyright is really freaking confusing. But
yes, it is.
It's only one. So it's fine.
Okay, my announcements are I am also pretty much done with school.
Yay!
Thank God. I did my thesis defense and I did my reading. Shannon was there.
Yes. On Zoom. I wasn't physically there. No one was physically there.
No,
it was all on Zoom. But she did so well.
In my house. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was the only one who had internet troubles, so that makes me special.
We should have made a bet on whether or not your internet was going to fuck up.
Right.
It's a guarantee. And then I also got a dog.
Yay!
Her name is Poppy. She's very cute, very naughty. I'm going to send you guys a picture.
Maisie.
She does. They're like twins.
She looks almost... I mean, they're different, but they could be like cousins, for sure.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to send you a picture of my leg right now because yesterday she has a lead outside so she doesn't run away.
Oh, did she
And
catch
I don't have a fence.
Yeah, did she catch you?
Yeah, like wrapped around my leg. I thought my ankle was broken. It's pretty bad and it hurts like hell.
I was going to say, I have scars on my ankles from that happening when I was a child.
Yep.
So.
Ooh. Ugh. Yeah.
And that's like a bad angle, but it's all raised and horrible.
Yeah. Ugh.
Anyway, it's fine.
Yeah. Mine, when I was little, it was like a chocolate lab, and it was one of those outdoor leads. So like if they're in your yard, so it was like the metal wire that's like
wrapped in plastic.
That's
exactly what this was.
It is the worst. Literally, we were like at a friend's house, and that's what it was. But it was their dog, and we went to dinner afterwards, and my ankles were just like pus and blood dripping into my socks. It was so bad.
All right. Let's talk about this,
well,
I guess.
Did Shelby have any? I want to give her a chance.
Oh, yeah,
if she
Shelby.
had any announcements.
I
don't know if she did, but...
No.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Like,
I feel like I never have announcements, and then I'm like, but
okay.
Nothing ever happens in my life.
Yeah, that's okay. That is okay. All right.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Ooh,
Hannah?
I got a picture frame for Gus. That's my only
Yay.
announcement. Which nobody on here knows what Gus is.
We should do a whole story just of Gus.
We should. All Gus. Okay.
Do it.
Anyway,
make that your VSE.
Yes. All right, just quick little background, just so no one's confused. Gus is the dead king of Sweden who lives in my dining room. Okay.
Yep.
That's all you get to know.
That didn't raise more questions than what you said.
Nope, that's it. Leave it there. That's all that's it. The end. Moving on.
That's all you get.
Okay. Okay. Huna, where is the slideshow at? Is it in your research folder?
It's in my... Yes.
Okay.
Oh my god, that's the other thing. Yesterday, I had...
Yeah, I've never heard of this.
Yeah, I had a story due Monday. I finished it yesterday. Oh my god, I'm so burnt out. I literally...
Like, due tomorrow Monday or last week Monday?
No, like last week Monday. I went to a reception after my reading, and my friends were like, hey, so are you going to turn that story in? And I was like, yeah, I'll get it eventually. It was on Thursday. I was like, I'll get it to you tomorrow for sure. No, they did not get it until 3 p.m. on Saturday. So I wrote in my email, I was like, yeah, if you don't have time for comments, that's okay. I have a trash can on fire, so it's all good.
It's all good.
Okay. So today...
Another announcement. JK, I'm now working today.
Cool.
No, I hate my life. Okay.
Arf. Anyway, so today we are going to be talking about the story of Ricky McCormick. Have either of you heard about this?
Nope.
No.
Okay, and I'm real surprised that we haven't, because this is a St. Louis story.
Maybe the name is familiar?
I don't know it, though.
I've just never heard anything about this ever.
I have to say...
I'm so shocked.
So...
St. Louis isn't good at reporting things.
There's that, and then, like, no true crime thing ever does anything based in St. Louis. Like, they cover the Lemp Mansion,
story,
and
though.
That's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
The Lemp Mansion isn't even exciting.
No, it's not.
It's not.
It's really
the
not.
caves under the Lemp Mansion are exciting.
Yeah, but, I mean, even, like, off the top of my head, like, I don't know, like... any true crime stuff from St. Louis for the most part, because it's just not in, like, the culture of St. Louis, I guess. You know how in Chicago they're like, yeah, we have mob bosses. Like, we don't do shit like that.
No,
in
St. Louis we're like, we have poverty. LOL.
Yeah. Yeah, but, like, we have the Arch. Like, that's our entire culture, is that we have the Arch.
Pretty much. We have the Arch.
And
we
like,
pretend that we
Cardinals.
invented blues music, but I don't think we did.
Yeah. We have the Arch and the
pretend that
Cardinals.
we invented barbecue, and we did not.
Yeah.
That's true. We also pretend that we try to be real Southern, but we're like not.
Yeah,
we're
but,
like the weird middle child of the South and the North.
Yeah, that's a good
We're the
way to
one
describe
begging
it.
for attention, and yet we have nothing to offer.
Yeah,
Exactly. We have no redeeming qualities. It's really hot in the summer.
Yeah.
Our hockey team won the Stanley Cup once.
The Cardinals are good. Well, they used to be. They've been having some bad years.
Oh yeah, the Cardinals. Yeah.
Yeah. They always choke whenever they get to the playoffs. Anyway, Ricky McCormick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we go on a 2-hour rant on
we
how
don't need
St.
to
No,
do
Louis
honestly,
is
that's
trash.
okay. I have no...
We've already done that.
Oh my God.
But yeah, to cut all that out, we don't know this story. So.
Okay. Well, real quick, my sources are Wikipedia, thetruecrimefiles.com, the Cryptography Fandom Wiki, KMOV4, shout out St. Louis.
Yeah.
It's where you watch the weather when a tornado's coming.
Yep.
FBI.
And they're wrong about it.
Oh my God, they're always wrong. One time Smithton popped up on the radar and it was like the
Ooh.
best day of our lives. We're like, yes, we're gonna die!
I remember
Like, it
one
was so
time
exciting.
St. Libory was on it, but they kept pronouncing it St. Liberty.
It cracks my shit up. We were just talking about this in our group chat about how, like, people who are not from the St. Louis metro east area do not understand that we are Hicks, and all of those names, none of them are pronounced the way they look.
No.
Like, there's a lot of French influence out there. So, like, I just wrote a story about Prairie de Rocher, and someone was like, Prairie de Rocher. And I was like, no. It's Prairie de Rocher. Like, nothing. I live in Prairie du Long, technically, and, like, it's not, I can't even do it. Oh, someone once said to me, yeah, I went down to Saint Genevieve this weekend. I was like, you mean Saint Genevieve? It's a garbage city, basically. So
Yes. Moral of the story, St. Louis is trash, and we pronounce everything wrong.
We don't. We were like, we were French once, but now we are stupid.
Yep.
Okay, so KMOV4. FBI.gov. A blog called TrueNoirStories.wordpress, which actually had the most information.
Interesting.
A Medium article, and then I did get some information from Reddit, but I don't know how to cite that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was basically just like copy and pasted from the articles. But there's just not a whole lot of information about this, which really just blows my mind. Yeah. All right, so let's go to the next slide. So, Ricky McCormick was born June 14th, 1958. He was known for, quote, concocting tales and his display of unusual behavior. So, there was, like, no information about his upbringing and background. Mm-hmm. So, our story basically starts when he drops out of high school. He was semi-unemployed, so he kind of, like, went back and forth between different jobs, or, like, there were periods when he didn't have jobs. He typically worked low-level jobs, usually, like, manual labor stuff, like mopping floors, dishwashing, busboy positions, and he usually preferred to work the night shift. He was also living off of disability because he had chronic heart and lung problems, which will play into this later. And sometimes his living situation seemed to be pretty sporadic. Like, sometimes it seemed like he was living with his elderly mother. Sometimes there were like, I don't know, there were mentions of residencies, and I don't really know what that meant. Like, he may have been in some kind of government housing in, like, the St. Louis, Belleville, or Fairview Heights area. It kind of seemed like he moved around a lot. And then sometimes it seemed like he was out on the streets. So,
yeah. I will say real quick, just with disability payments, that may explain partially why he wasn't consistently employed, because if you make more than, I think, like $2,000 a month or something, you lose your disability, which is fucking ridiculous. But yeah,
I know it's really dumb.
So yeah,
I know. I had a whole section in here where I was like, should we talk about race and in St. Louis? Because
I feel like it will. I mean, I don't know this story, but I don't see how it wouldn't play a part. Like,
yeah,
you know,
honestly, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I mean, I think we should bring up he is black, and I'm sure that didn't help him in any way, because when does it?
No, we'll see later.
In this trash city.
Let's just keep talking about him really quick, and then we can talk about that. He may have been living on the streets in certain times, but he also may have been living with his mother, but also there were mentions of, like, St. Louis, Belleville, Fairview Heights. Really quick, Belleville and Fairview Heights are in Illinois.
Yeah, they're on our side.
Our side. Ha-ha!
They're just right across the river.
Yeah. Which, by the way, St. Louis is on the Mississippi River, in case people don't know that. Because a lot of people don't know that.
I mean, fair.
Yes. Yeah.
I didn't know anything about St. Louis until I moved here.
Like, I'll tell people that I live across the river from St. Louis, and they'll be like, so you're in Missouri? And I'm like, no. like, people don't know the geography of that area.
Yeah,
which,
the
again,
Mississippi River is the border between our states.
Yeah, that too. Yes. And then St. Louis is, like, literally on it. Like,
yeah.
The arch is on the riverfront. Like,
yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And just so people know, when I say Metro East, what I mean is the Illinois side of St. Louis, because technically, I mean, they're not the same, but, like, it's all called St. Louis, basically, because there's East St. Louis, which is on the Illinois side. I don't really know how to explain this.
It's basically, like, we're kind of suburbs of St. Louis, technically, and that's just a good way to explain our situation in relation to St. Louis.
It's like Canada and Detroit. That's exactly what it is like. St. Louis proper is Canada, and then East St. Louis is Detroit.
Yeah.
I'm not wrong.
No,
you're not.
Yeah.
St. Louis is like one of the most dangerous, or East St. Louis is one of the most dangerous cities in the world. Yeah. Actually, we're like number 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
It's really bad.
We love it.
That's after, like, war zones, so...
Yeah. And it's worse than Chicago, which I will say, do you know how many fucking people in the Metro East area are like, I could never live in Chicago? And I'm like, bitch, you live right next to East St.
You motherfuckers. You
Like-
don't understand. Hold on, let's look up most dangerous cities in the U.S.
It's usually East St. It's pretty high up there.
I was gonna say it's usually
Let's
East
see.
St. or Detroit.
Yeah.
Number 1, Detroit.
Maybe
Number
Chicago.
2, East St. Louis.
Yeah.
Yay.
It just drives me nuts because then they kind of imply that I'm an idiot for living in Chicago. And I'm like, y'all live here. You don't get to tell me that I'm the stupid one. Like, come
Your
on.
chance of being
Chicago
a victim,
has like bad areas, but like overall,
all of East St. Louis is bad.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like,
And I say bad as in, like, okay, so what happened in, like, the 50s was East St.
Yeah.
Louis used to be a white city. Like, literally, there used to be gates so black
was gonna
people could
say-
not
my
get in.
family is from East St. Louis.
I was gonna say it used to be like
Like-
really affluent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
because
my
that's where all the, like, mill
relatives-
workers lived.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like my relatives went to school in East St. Louis back in the 50s and 60s. Like,
Yeah.
we're from
Yeah.
there originally. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, black people started getting jobs there and started living there. And then there was like this great panic, white flight. All of these
Yeah.
white people left for like the hills
Yeah.
out by where we live,
Stupid
Yeah.
nonsense.
Yeah.
which basically turned East St. Louis into a like black hole of poverty and inequality. And like it has not recovered.
No.
It's so like horrible driving through there. It's like a global, what is the word? We don't use that term anymore.
Do you mean Global South?
Yeah, like a global south country is what it seems like.
Yeah.
It's literally like you've driven into a different world entirely.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, yeah,
Your chance
parts,
of being a victim is 1 in 51, so that
yeah.
sucks.
And like parts of Chicago, yeah, like Shelby said, I mean, there are parts that are consistently like quote unquote unsafe, but we're also a giant ass city. There's gonna be more crime than in fucking Freeburg with 5,000 people. Like,
Right.
duh.
Duh.
Ugh.
You have to look at
Just
the
drives me
crime rate
nuts.
per population.
Yeah. Like, y'all.
Yeah, I
if
don't
you-
even think
Yeah.
Like nothing happens in Freiburg. Sorry, not
No.
sorry.
Chicago's not even on this list. You know
Yeah.
who is on this list?
St.
East
Louis.
St. Louis.
Yeah, no, it's number 2. Duh.
Yeah.
Springfield, Missouri.
What?
Oh my
It's number
god.
12.
How?
Are you surprised though? It is a city
Yeah, not
of
really, actually.
meth heads
Yeah.
surrounded by meth labs.
Yeah,
Like
that's true. Okay.
it's
That's
just
the city where
That's
Shannon
true.
and Hannah went to college.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's true.
I was watching my cousin likes to watch those cop shows, and one
Yeah.
of them he was like, "Do you know where Greene County, Missouri was?" And I was like, "Yes."
I lived there for
do."
5 years.
And it was like, "Oh, well, this is happening in Greene County, somewhere near Springfield." I was like, "Oh my god."
Dude,
And
Gypsy
it was
Rose
some cabin in the
Blanchard.
fucking woods.
Gypsy Rose
What?
Blanchard was in Springfield.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a missing persons case there where they think that 3 women
Yeah,
were buried under
they're
the
under the
parking lot of
hospital
Cox
parking lot.
Hospital.
I know.
Is that the hospital you worked at, Shannon?
Yeah, but it wasn't that physical hospital. I was at a different one, but that was the same system.
Gotcha.
It's the same, yeah.
Yeah, I worked at the other location, but yeah, I was at the big
And-
one.
We're gonna talk about that one day. I'm like very interested in that case.
Yeah,
because
I am
first
too.
read
It's
it as a short
fascinating.
story.
Yeah.
Someone wrote that as a story. It's really good.
Jesus.
I'll find
Yeah.
it. I think
Yeah.
it's called Missing Women.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway.
Anyway, moving on. Ricky McCormick.
Anyway, St. Louis, it's hot
Trash.
garbage. So, Ricky had at least 4 children, but he wasn't married and he didn't really have a good relationship with any of them. He also had a couple of misdemeanor offenses and was convicted of statutory rape. He fathered 2 children with a 14-year-old, so that's problematic. And he would have been like 34 when it happened, so...
No, don't like
It's
that.
like, yeah, I know, it's not good. But he served 11, some sources said 13. So 11 and or 13 months of a 3-year prison sentence.
Okay.
He was reportedly dyslexic, which makes a lot of sense when we talk about other stuff. And it appeared as though he wasn't entirely literate. His own mother actually said, and I'm just quoting her, I'm not
Yeah.
this is not my term. She characterized him as being, quote, retarded. And then Ricky's aunt also described him as being, or she says one time, quote, Ricky went to see a psychiatrist and he said that Ricky had a brick wall in his mind. The psychiatrist said Ricky refused to break that wall. He didn't like the life of living poor and had an active imagination. So basically, just that he had some mental issues. So people think that besides the dyslexia, there were some other mental health issues, possibly schizophrenia. There's
if he had, like, a rough upbringing or, like, lived on the streets, or it's possible that he, like, dissociated.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Entirely.
So even if it wasn't, like, schizophrenia, because, I mean, it's hard to know without a diagnosis, obviously. Like, we're not mental health professionals and we don't know much about him, but it's
possible.
It's definitely possible that he, like, dissociated or had, like, DID. So.
Or just, like, trauma, generally.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Next slide.
Okay.
So these are two different pictures. That one up in the corner is, like, an aerial view, and then this is, like, the road. All right, so let's talk about Ricky's last known whereabouts when he was alive. Spoiler alert, he dies.
I kind of assumed so, not gonna lie.
I mean,
it just seemed like it was going that direction.
Yeah.
Yes. So at the time of his death, he was working at an AMCO station in St. Louis. Okay, so I know exactly where this AMCO station is.
Is it the giant one?
No.
Okay.
It's the one, okay. So you know 14th Street, the one that crosses underneath 64 and it goes over the Amtrak station?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like if you're going towards like the Soulard area?
Uh-huh.
It's right down that street and you can see from the parking lot.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And you can see that like big red hotel or whatever it is that has the painting of St. Louis on the side that you pass on 64.
Gotcha.
So for everyone else, that didn't make any sense. But for us, we're like, yes, I am there. I know it.
It's basically downtown.
It's like right off of the main drag. It's real close to downtown.
Yeah.
You could probably, if you stood in the right angle, see Cardinal Stadium.
Yeah.
Let's see. So that's where he was working at the time.
Okay.
And before his death, he took at least 2 trips to Florida. So he would always take a Greyhound. He went a couple of times, but we know for sure that he went twice before he died. So he would take the Greyhound to Orlando. And his girlfriend at the time, Sandra Jones, believed it was to, quote, pick up marijuana.
Okay.
She said that he may have regularly, quote, accepted offers to pick up and deliver packages for money. So, you know, I mean, you're living on disability and you don't have any money. Like, he was making, like, a couple $100 a week, but, like, not a lot. Like, maybe $200, which sucks and is garbage, and people need to have money to live.
Yes.
That's another argument for another day.
Let's not even get into it. I cannot.
Yes.
Now I'm screaming. Sorry. It's like, I feel like I have allergies for the first time in my life. Everything is stuffy. So Sandra also said that, I know, I hate it. My eyes itch.
That's just my daily life.
I know. Sorry, Shannon.
Das ist nicht normal. This is not for me. Anyway, let's see. Sandra also said that Ricky seemed unsettled and scared the weeks leading up to his death, so kind of like spooked out about something.
When was this?
On June.
Never mind.
What?
You're about to say. Never mind. I was going to ask when this was, but then you said in June. I was like, okay, never mind.
Yes, on June 15th, 1999.
Thank you.
That was just like the preamble. Now we're going to break it down by date. Is that okay with you?
Fine. Yeah.
Are you cool with that?
Didn't. You hadn't said a date yet, so I was just asking.
Don't worry, I got it. I planned this out. So, on June 15th, 1999, Ricky, I spelled that wrong, boarded a Greyhound bus for Orlando. I also spelled dyslexic wrong earlier, and I just... It was actually worse before I sent it to you. That was like my 3rd attempt at spelling dyslexic. It was really hard. That was having a hard time. So he boarded the Greyhound bus for Orlando. He paid in cash, and he also paid in cash to stay at an Econo Lodge for 2 days. On June 22nd, Ricky went to the ER at Barnes Jewish Hospital, complaining of chest pain. So remember, he has like chronic heart and lung conditions. And he was discharged on the 24th. On the 25th, he went to the ER at Forest Park Hospital, complaining of shortness of breath, but was not admitted. Is that even a thing anymore? Didn't they tear that down?
I think so. I don't think that's a thing
Is that the one that was on the highway?
I think so. Let me Google it real
Then,
quick.
yes, it's definitely torn down.
Okay,
so there are a lot of places in St. Louis that are just, like, abandoned. Like, we live in, like, half a ghost town. It's very strange.
Let's see. Yeah, it's abandoned. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's not torn
Okay.
down, but it's not, it's abandoned now. Yeah.
Yeah, St.
Because
Louis
in
is
one of the articles, it
those...
said the post-apocalyptic hospital that is the Forest.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, St.
makes
Louis
sense.
is definitely one of those cities that, like,
Weird.
most big cities, it's like, it'll have, like, a whole little, like, area that's, like, bad. In St. Louis, it goes, like, street by street. Like, you could have a
Yeah.
street that has, like, the nicest houses, super, like, you can tell it's, like, a rich neighborhood. And then the next street over is all boarded up, abandoned. And then the third street over is, again, like, super, like, nice
Beautiful,
houses.
gentrified.
And
you
there's
know.
nothing in between either.
Yeah.
It's
and
either really nice or you're gonna get murdered, and there's no in between.
Yeah, there's...
When I first
there's,
did
like,
this research, I
no
thought
way to
that
know.
Yeah.
I thought that the AMCO station he worked at was the BP station that's right off of 64 when you're going to Grand to get to, like, the Fox and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, that is one of those places where
Yeah.
the second you cross past the beginning of SLU, St. Louis University, it's beautiful and gorgeous and everything is perfect and wonderful. Literally the other side of that street is the ghetto, and I am not exaggerating.
Yeah.
It is so bizarre. Like, St. Louis is such a
This
weird...
is so weird.
Yep. And we have a lot of abandoned buildings. A lot of
Yeah.
boarded up
So
buildings.
Yeah.
And we don't tear them down because we don't have any money.
Yeah. And we don't
So
fix
weird.
them because we don't have any money. It's just, yeah.
One of the saddest things to me is that in East St. Louis, there's this hospital that should be up and running. What is it?
Yes.
I don't remember the
Can't
name
remember.
of
What's
it.
her name? I want to say Casey Kasem, but I know that's wrong.
Are you talking about Jackie Joyner Kersey?
Yeah, isn't that one
Yeah.
of the hospitals?
I don't know. There's
Maybe
like a
not.
historical site for her, but
Yeah.
I
but I don't know if that's the
There's
hospital.
there's like an arena that's her, right?
I have no idea.
I don't know. There's like some sport thing. You know what? Maybe I'm just really confused. But
I
there
just
is
know
a
about
hospital
the
in
historical site. There is that hospital though. Yeah.
there is a hospital in East St. Louis, and it's not like super old, but it's completely abandoned because there's
Well,
no
no.
money, and that's an Illinois problem.
Yeah. Well, no, one half is abandoned, the other half is an ER. The other half
Yeah.
is still operational, but it's attached to an abandoned hospital.
Yeah.
Fucking weird.
Yeah.
What happened? Okay, Forest Park Hospital. That's what we were talking
Yes.
about. Woo! Okay, so he was not admitted on the 25th. On the
Okay.
26th, Ricky spoke to his girlfriend Sandra for the last time on the phone. On the 27th, he was reported to be seen at his job at the AMCO station, and this was the last time anyone saw him alive. So, on the 30th of June, Ricky's body was found in a field outside West Alton in St. Charles County. On
That's
this road.
not close to there.
No,
Not close
it
to
is
the
not.
AMCO station.
It is 20 miles away from the Enco station.
Yeah.
And for you two,
Ooh.
it's literally just across the river from Alton. I was like
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
coordinate it in my head. I was like, how can I explain this? And I was like, oh, it's just...
I know where it is. Yeah.
For everyone else, it's north of St. Louis and also north of Ferguson, because I know people
Yeah.
know where Ferguson is.
Yeah.
But it's north of that, but on the river.
Yep. On the Missouri side, not on the Illinois side.
Yes, on the
Yes.
Missouri side. Anything that is
Yep.
west, anything is in Missouri. Anything that is
Yep.
east, anything is in Illinois.
Yep.
For the most part. All right. Let's go to the next slide.
Okay.
So the investigators were really puzzled because like we just said, his body was found more than 20 miles outside of where he lived, and he didn't own a vehicle, and West Alton it's literally 4 streets. I looked it up on Google Maps. There's no public transportation there from West Alton to St. Louis. Like, it's just like a farm town. There's nothing up there.
And it's not really
additionally,
walkable, probably.
No, it's 20 miles.
Yeah, with it being
and
that far.
Especially,
and you're probably on the highway the whole time.
What I'm about to say is going to also show that he couldn't have walked it.
Okay.
So his body was pretty badly decomposed, which was weird because the medical examiner said he most likely died on the 27th, so the day he was last seen. Oh. So if he wouldn't have been able to walk that far, like 20 miles in the time that he was seen to the time that he died, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it wouldn't, it's like not
walk
possible.
That far. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the weather hadn't been unseasonably warm or anything, so that kind of ruled out the possibility of like a rapid decay, because a lot of times, like,
weird.
In like the St. Louis area, you would think, oh yeah, he's that way because like
it's
gross out all the time.
Yeah,
but it wasn't bad out. It was pretty nice weather, they said.
Yeah.
So that led investigators. What? Sorry.
Just he also probably couldn't walk because his lungs didn't work. There's also that.
Right, if you have shortness of breath for just, like,
you're not
sitting
walking
around,
that far,
you're not walking
trust
20
me.
miles. Yeah.
Yeah. I can attest to that fact as someone who has shitty lungs. You're not walking that far, ever. So
the investigators suspected that he must have been killed somewhere else and then possibly kept in, like, an outbuilding or a vehicle until his body was dumped.
Okay.
And that would explain sort of the rapid decay.
Yeah, because that would have trapped in, like, heat and stuff.
Like heat and gross things.
Okay.
So his cause of death was listed as undetermined after an autopsy and a toxicology exam. Yeah, they were just like, we really don't know. Because there weren't any signs of, like, stabbing or bullets or anything like that. He was just dead in a field. But the authorities do consider this a homicide.
Yeah.
Okay. So, move on.
Okay.
The end.
Okay.
Just kidding. All right. Yeah, it seems like it's the end, but, like, that was the end then, period. The end.
Yes.
12 years later.
Okay.
12 years later. The FBI was like, okay, by the way, on his body, we found some encrypted notes.
What?
So this is actually the story of Ricky McCormick and the encrypted notes, which I said sounded like the Missouri version of Harry Potter. And,
That's so weird!
Yeah. So, let's talk about the encrypted notes. Here they are.
Okay, I did not see that coming at all.
I know, right?
Also, like, 12 years later, like, why are you like,
why
oh, by
didn't
the
they
way?
say anything?
Yeah, they didn't even, okay, I'm really, here, okay. I have a lot of things to say about this, but let's move on.
Okay.
So yes, 12 years after his death, the FBI revealed that there were 2 cryptic notes found in Ricky's jeans. So the FBI took these notes to up to Niagara Falls, and there was like some big fucking nerd crypto analysis convention. No offense, I have my own nerd things, but like you know who you are.
Yeah.
And none of these people, none of these amateurs or like, I don't know how you become a professional cryptologist, whatever. None of them could crack it because it's kind of crazy. Like, it's so much. So I copy and pasted it in the notes if you guys want to see a better picture. Not a better picture, but like a breakdown of some of the words.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like really...
It's just a jumble of letters. Like,
yeah, it's a bunch of letters, there are some numbers, and then also some things are set off by parentheses, and there are 2 different notes. So,
okay.
The FBI, specifically the Cryptanalysis and Racketeering Records Unit, so the CRRU, which is the same department that helped crack the Nazi codes.
Oh, okay.
Could not figure this shit out. Like,
Great.
they were like, no idea what is happening.
I mean,
So these are the two notes.
very weird.
It is very weird. So let's talk about what they mean, because we don't know what they mean. That's why I said, like, please be tangenty, because this is, like, really where it ends, pretty much. The rest is speculation. Here we go.
That's fine. Speculation is fun.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to come back to this slide. So there are a couple of theories about who did it.
Okay.
Okay. I don't want to read a Reddit theory, but I might have to.
That's okay.
Okay, so one of the theories, let's just say that Ricky did it. So this is from the KMOV site. Quote, let's start with the premise that Ricky McCormick wrote the notes. This is the prevailing theory thought from... what? This is the oh my god. Prevailing thought from the FBI and police investigators.
There we go.
But McCormick's parents certainly didn't believe he wrote the notes, telling police he could barely spell. They said as a child he just scribbled, and nobody in his family knew what the mystery notes meant. And to believe that McCormick was the author is to believe that a semi-literate man who could barely spell his name had stumped the FBI with 30 lines of coded text. Okay.
Fair.
So, a lot of people don't think that he did it just because he was dyslexic and probably had other either disabilities or mental diseases. So, I don't know. But the Reddit theory that I read said something along the lines of it could have just been him when he went to the doctor trying to write down what the doctor was saying to him in the only way he knew how. So maybe it would make sense to him.
Yeah.
And again, there's also this theory that he might have been schizophrenic. So that definitely could look like a schizophrenic, like, you know, kind of like delusional writing where you think that you're the only one who can, you know, read the code or like codes are talking to you or whatever.
Yeah.
But
okay.
So that's
I mean, I could see that. That's
I could see him. Go ahead.
No, I just think like I could see that theory making sense. And I mean, just because somebody is illiterate doesn't mean that they're stupid necessarily. And like
no,
you said, like this could be how he writes. Like we don't know.
Yeah,
you know?
This could be like he knows exactly what it means.
Yeah, just because you guys can't figure it out, which again would make sense why they can't figure it out, because they're working off of literacy and cryptography patterns, which whoever wrote this apparently was not, potentially at least, wasn't following. So
yeah, and like you also have to factor in that it could be like in a dialect or like Shelby's whole presentation to us on African American English.
Yeah.
Or some kind of pidgin language, anything like that. I mean, those are all possibilities.
Mm-hmm. Shelby,
well, and I know that like
go ahead.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Go ahead.
Like my notes, my shorthand doesn't make sense to anyone, and I know that it's not like
it's not
no
to this
cryptographer
level.
has gone.
Yeah.
And like, because obviously they could probably figure it out, but like the way that I write my notes and stuff, like I've had to give people my notes from like classes and stuff, and they're always like, what the heck did you even write here?
Yeah.
And so like it's obviously not to this level, but still each individual person's, it's not like it's a, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to say, because especially if there's any sort of like mental disability thrown in, or like illiteracy, again, dialects, anything like that, like it's hard to pin down.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah. That's the only way I could see that, it being him, though. Like, I don't know, I feel like the FBI is also like, he wrote this to trick us, and it's like, no. Like,
no.
You know what I mean? It kind of seemed like they were coming in with that, like, slant to it, but if you take that slant out of it, this could just be how he writes. We don't know.
Yeah.
Well, let's keep moving.
Let's keep going. Yeah.
All right, so let's go off of if the murderer did it. So could it have been the killer? So again, this is quoting that KMOV article. If McCormick was murdered, perhaps the murderer wrote the note and planted it to divert police. Honestly,
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I could also see
could
that.
It could be some real Zodiac killer shit, or it could just be like, I'm gonna trick them.
Yeah.
But the police don't think so. Quote, "We can't rule anything out at this point," said David Tiefenbrunn, who was he's from the St. Charles County Police Department. The only thing we feel confident in is that it was not a note left by the killer of this individual. So obviously, if we could decipher that code, it would be interesting to see what Mr. McCormick had written down, or what the message was, either to remind him of something, or I guess it could possibly be something that would lead us to the killer of this case. So that's undetermined. Do we want to know the contents of the code? Most definitely. All right, so the St. Charles Police Department is saying that no, it couldn't have been the killer. But
I love how he says, we're not going to rule anything out, but it definitely wasn't the killer.
But it definitely wasn't the killer. Don't you
100% say that?
Yeah. God,
like, if you don't even know who the killer was, how can you sit there and be like, I'm confident that this note wasn't the killer? Do you have Ricky McCormick's handwriting? Or...
Yeah. This is what drives me nuts with police officers sometimes, is they'll get a theory and they just will not accept anything else, which is how we get so many fucking false confessions. Like, it drives me absolutely fucking nuts.
And that's what I will say. Remember, this is the St. Charles Police Department and not the FBI.
Yeah.
So, keep that in mind. Yeah. So...
I mean, honestly, the murderer planting this as a diversion is more likely to me than this being Ricky's, like, shorthand.
Yeah.
That seems more likely to me.
Yeah.
I don't know, though.
I don't know. I don't know. It's all weird.
None of it's likely, because it's all, like, insane, but...
Right.
So the guy from the cryptanalysis... Okay, wait, I just gotta read it correctly. Cryptanalysis and Racketeering Records Unit, the CRRU. What the fuck? I am so stupid. Said... So his name is Dan Olson, and he said, quote, "We are really good at what we do, but we just could use some help on this one." So they just really don't know. It's one of the CRRU's top unsolved cases.
Makes sense.
And he also said, quote, "Breaking the code could reveal the victim's whereabouts before his death and could lead to the solution of a homicide. Not every cipher we get arrives at our door under those circumstances." Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah. Or it could end up being like that last Zodiac letter that they just decoded, and it was just more Zodiac bullshit. Like, it wasn't actually helpful.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so weird, though.
I know, it's so weird. Yeah. I can't believe we've never heard of it before.
Yeah, I've never heard of this.
Alright, so let's go to the last one of who it could have been. Could it have been someone else? Maybe the notes were planted by a third party and McCormick was this is again from that article. Quote, "Or maybe the notes were planted by a third party and McCormick was a courier, perhaps detailing drug connections, vehicle ID numbers, gambling information, or a million other things. And perhaps it wasn't code at all, instead just gibberish of random words thrown out by someone suffering from a mental illness. But one thing is for certain, those notes meant something to somebody." All right, but let's go back to that. So remember that Sandra, his girlfriend, said that it was possible that he was picking up drugs from Orlando.
Yeah. I mean...
So if that's true, maybe it was like...
Possible.
Like that just said, like a courier note of some kind.
Yeah, possible. I'm not ruling anything out here. Like...
No, I know, it's so weird.
That makes more sense to me than half the other things people have said, so...
Yeah, well, and it would make sense that... I mean, obviously, if you're, like, a drug runner, you're gonna want to have notes that aren't in English or Spanish or some, like, language or... Yeah. You want things to be coded. You know? That makes sense. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is so weird. Like, I can't even get past, like, this is just so weird.
That's what I'm saying. I cannot believe we've never heard of this.
I know. I've never heard of this.
It's incredible. All right,
just give these encrypted notes to every middle school class in the area.
We're about to do that right now. Okay. Go to the last slide.
Okay. I'm on the last slide.
Okay. We're going to decode this together.
Okay.
Oh, God.
This is not. Don't scroll down. Don't look at my
Okay.
notes. This is from the FBI. What so they have So they, like I said, have given this cipher to everybody and are like,
Yeah.
"Hey, please help."
Yeah.
And they give examples of how to break ciphers, and I've been playing we're not sponsored by them at all, but I've been playing what's that game called?
I have
Hunt
no
a
idea.
Killer.
Ah, yes.
Oh my god, it's so much fun. I've been cracking ciphers left, right, and center. It's like my new hobby. But we're gonna crack this cipher together. So the FBI below has and this is like their exercise for any amateur cryptanalysis people. So breaking any code involves 4 steps. The first one is determining the language used. So we're gonna just go. I'm gonna tell you right off the bat. This is in English.
Okay.
The next one, I was gonna get crazy. The next one is determining the system that's used. So there are different cipher systems.
Mm-hmm.
There's like pigeon ciphers, and I can't think of the names of any other ones off the top of my head. Totally did research for this. The next one is reconstructing the key. So you need a key to solve a riddle, right? And then the last one is reconstructing it into plain text. So
Yeah.
consider this cipher. It is capital NFFU space NF space BU space UIF space QBSL space BU space OPPO period. Okay, so this is a sentence, and we are going to now solve it.
Okay,
All
I
right,
have
so
a question. Is this just like, is this from, like...
This is from the FBI. This is not from
Okay,
his cipher.
gotcha. Okay.
No. Because if they had that, they would have.
Right, yeah.
It would have been over.
Well, I didn't know if this was just something they gave, like, please solve this, and you were like, we're going to, and I was just like, I was starting to panic, and I was like, dude, we can't do that.
No. This is
Okay.
a solvable. This is
Okay.
a really simple cipher.
Okay.
Okay, so what was I doing? Okay, number 1, determining the language. All right, we're using English,
Yes.
like I said. Number 2, we're going to determine the kind of cipher. All right, so is this a cipher with rearranged words?
I don't
Are
think
the words
so.
rearranged?
What do you mean? Like the letters within the word? Or...
No. Are the words rearranged?
There aren't any words, so no.
Exactly, so no, it's not that one. Are there replaced words?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Is it a letter substitution?
I think so.
Yes.
Yes.
So the letters that we are reading are substitutes of other letters.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
so good. We know what kind of cipher it is. It is
Okay.
a letter substitution cipher.
Okay.
Now we are going to reconstruct the key.
Okay.
If you could please turn off your phone during my
No,
presentation.
it's my alarm to take my meds. I'm sorry.
I'm kidding.
Which I took, so we're good.
I wish right now I could tell you. Right now I have a hot coffee in my right hand and an iced coffee in my left hand. And I'm just going.
Oh my gosh, Hannah, I have a sticker for you. I got a free sticker because I bought a shirt yesterday, and it's it says like witch's brew, and then it's just a pot of coffee. But I don't drink coffee, so it's for you.
Yay! Oh, that's another announcement I should have said. I went to Salem the other day.
Aw. I mean,
To
yay,
honor
but
my-
I'm sad that I couldn't go.
Excuse me.
Right?
I'm still
went to the
mad
oldest
about
candy
last
store.
year. I'm
I
sorry.
know.
Ugh.
I went to the oldest candy store in America.
Cool.
I love that.
Got some okay chocolate. It was okay. And I looked at my dead witch relative's stone.
There you go.
I love
We don't
that
know where she's
for you.
buried, I don't think.
Yeah.
I also tried boba tea for the first time. Absolutely hated it.
How dare you?
Shelby and I
Listen,
both
I
really
just-
like bubble tea.
Yeah, okay. It's yucky. I don't like it. I'm sorry.
Do you not like
Look,
the tea or the boba? Or both?
The tea I
Okay.
got also tasted like how perfume smelled. Well, no, it tasted like
Okay.
perfume. Like if you spray your mouth with
Yeah.
perfume on
See,
accident, that's
yeah.
what it tasted like.
See, there's certain, like, the tea, I generally just go for, like, the basic flavors, just the regular, like royal milk tea. But
Ugh.
I understand why the boba freaks people out.
Dude, can we please, when I'm home, can we please go to that place in St. Louis that we always go to for bubble tea? Because that is the best bubble tea I've ever had, and I miss it
I haven't
so
had bubble tea in
much.
so long.
Dude,
and
there's
I
like
need
8.
it.
There's like 8 different bubble tea places in Champaign. I'm not even
Good.
exaggerating. There's a shit ton.
Because I need it. I need it.
I just remembered while we were there, because it was when I picked Kevy up from Boston, we just stopped there on the way back.
Yeah.
So I just picked her up off of the plane, and she had to fly again in like 3 days. And on TV, in the restaurant that we ate at, all they were showing were like plane disaster videos.
We love
And
that.
I was like, what the actual fuck? It was horrifying. I was like, don't look, turn around, don't look.
Oh,
It's always a good
And
time.
I accidentally, like, overshared with the waitress. She was like, do you want Kalamata olives on that? I was like, no, last time I had them, I threw up. Like, can my words just stay in my head? Why?
Oh,
Anyway.
man.
Hashtag Salem. Anywho. All right. So it's
Okay.
a letter substitution. Let's
Yes.
keep moving.
Yes.
Now we need to reconstruct the key. All right, so the steps answered this step answers the question of how the code maker changes the letters. So in our example, okay, so this, what? Wow, I didn't even realize that when I set this up. I didn't even not that I set this up, sorry, I'm literally talking to myself at this point. Okay, so I'm going to give you the key because I'm nice like that.
Thanks.
So in this one, every letter is shifted to the right, one letter to the right in the alphabet.
Okay.
So would you like to solve?
Hang on, I need to write this down.
Yep. Get out a pen and paper. I should have said that.
I'm trying to... Where are my sticky notes at? They're in the drawer behind my microphone. Damn it. Hang on. Okay. You said one to the right?
One to the right. Shelby, are you solving or are you just...
I'm braining it.
I got it. Hang on.
I should have put, like, an alphabet in here.
Meat is the first word.
I'm almost done.
Yeah.
What's
Me.
the letter before Q?
At.
P.
The.
What's the letter before Q? Oh my god.
P.
P.
It's
Thank you.
P.
Thank you. God. Ugh.
Meet me at the park at
Noon.
noon.
Okay. Meet me
Good
at the
job,
park
you
at noon.
solved it! Meet me at the park at noon! Yay! You're code breakers!
Ugh. Forgot
I didn't even have to write it down.
Jesus. Yeah, I did. Ugh.
So anyway, that's an
Look.
example of what codes look like.
Yeah.
Ciphers. However, let's go back to this.
I mean, going back to his, I understand why they can't. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Because
like,
they're having to,
"There's
like,
no."
construct a key out of nothing.
I know, which is so crazy. I don't understand how people can do that.
I don't either.
Because, like, Hunt to Killer is so basic. It's like, they'll send you like a handkerchief with letters on it, and you're like, this must be the key, and it is the key. Like, it's so stupid. But I love it. It's so much fun. But it's like,
I mean,
it's
I've
very
done
hand-moldy.
like basic ciphers and like they're fun, but they are also too much.
Yeah.
I mean,
for
my
me
friend and I made an
personally.
entire Elvish language one time.
I mean,
'cause we were
same.
nerds.
Me and my
hasn't
friend did that
in
in middle school.
Yeah, middle school is where everyone decides they want to be an elf
Right.
from Lord of the Rings.
I don't know if that's
Right.
as universal an experience as you think it is.
Well, it happened to me and Shelby, so fuck off.
That's true.
To be fair, me and Hannah are the same person.
You are the outlier,
so-
Shannon.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Okay, I liked
We had
that
a
little
whole-
activity. That was fun.
Good, because I'm trying to kill time.
Yeah,
Alright,
I
let's talk
kinda
about what this
figured.
means. So on the cryptanalysis, whatever it's called, what did I say this was called? The wiki?
Yeah.
Hold on. The cryptography fandom wiki. Someone postulates that, and also I don't entirely believe them at all because
Okay.
whatever. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna read this to you.
Okay.
Because anyway, all right, so they said, okay, Start with the 99.845. Not sure if the 2 you are explaining is actually... Oh, wait, I should have skipped this. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. I could be wrong, though. If you look at the background of the victim, you see he's a person involved in trafficking drugs, and the most recent trip he had gone on was to Florida. I'm just reading this. This is bad grammar.
Yeah.
Buses normally go south or north, west or east when traveling long distances. It makes sense to take a bus to Florida than travel across to Texas if using a bus, parentheses, probably more than one. Peppa is headbutting my microphone. Okay, come here. I have to hold her like a baby. Where was I? Traveling across to Texas using one bus, blah, blah, blah. Basically, what this person is saying, is that if you can assume this is the case, you reach the location of the Rio Grande where he was to bring the drugs across from Mexico. So, basically, they're saying that all of these numbers are coordinates. So the first one is going to the Rio Grande and, like, Laredo, and then back to Slaughter Park, which is, I don't know, somewhere probably in St. Louis, I guess, or Orlando. I don't really know. They didn't explain it. But they said if you look at Google Maps at the coordinates 99.845 or even 998452, there's a road from Hidalgo. Yep, Mexico, that leads right to the U.S. border. For anyone who would like to fact check this, I will give the exact coordinates, which are 27.777-27.779-ish.
I just put the 99 number. That's not a coordinate. Like, I put that number into Google Maps.
The whole thing?
The 99.8452 at least is not a coordinate. Let me try it with just the 5. Yeah, that's not a coordinate. I don't think anyway. Sure? Hang on. Ugh, get out of Google Maps, bud. Let me find it. Ah! That's not what I want either. What the heck? It, like, won't show me where this is.
Try using, just the 2 decimal points.
Okay, hang on.
Because sometimes it doesn't like when you add more.
Hang on.
I only know this because I am always on Google Maps. Yep, mine showed up.
Okay.
So this one is... Where is this? The 271 is in... Oh, what the fuck? The 271 is in Egypt.
Okay, so that's not it.
Okay, so maybe this one is not right. Let's see where this one is.
Oh, 28. I can't get any of these to show up as coordinates.
Take the dashes out.
I didn't put any dashes in.
Okay, then I don't know what to tell you. Alright, I don't know. That's just what this person said. And I guess they were fucking just as crazy as Ricky. So never mind.
Well, is it? Hang on, I think I may have. I don't know.
Maybe they're saying... Okay, here's what they're saying. They're saying that the coordinates are 2799. So you only take the first part of that. The first part of each.
So would it be 27.99 or...
Yes, hold on.
Okay,
I'm gonna find... Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. I will find it for you right now.
Because you need... There we go.
7.
Okay, I finally frickin' found one.
Yep. Here it is. Where is this?
Stuck me in China?
Yep, I'm in China.
Yeah, I'm in China.
Maybe it's the opposite way. Maybe the 9 comes first.
Ugh.
This person did not
my goodness, guys.
Well, and like we need to know latitude, longitude too. Like we can't just put numbers
Fuck
in.
This guy.
Yeah.
Let's this is wrong.
Yeah.
This is so wrong.
Like we need to know latitude, longitude. I think that was why I was getting tripped up. Like you can't just throw a number and then get a spot. You need to know if it's going north or east, you know? Like that's not how it works. No, this dude's just an idiot.
Okay, and then there's literally on here, it says, quote, idiot proof.
Sure.
Detailed instructions. Think of the notes as detailed instructions for someone who might screw it up real bad if you don't make each step of the instructions very detailed and, quote, idiot proof.
This was
I think you're an idiot.
This was in 1999, right? 98? Yes. How the fuck was he supposed to figure out coordinates? Like... that.
He was also dyslexic.
Yeah.
He probably did end up in China.
Right?
Maybe he was supposed to go to China, but he ended up in Mexico.
Like, I guess on a paper map, but that, if you're dyslexic, that's going to be hard to read, maybe? I don't even know if paper maps would have this detailed level of coordinates, because I'm a millennial and we don't use paper maps. So.
Oh, I
But.
But no, they don't.
Yeah, I didn't think that they
Not
did.
like your standard road map or anything like that.
Yeah, so how is he even supposed to find that? Or how was anybody supposed to? You know what I mean?
Right.
The internet wasn't as ubiquitous as it is now.
Yeah.
That's a stupid
Google
theory.
Maps was not a thing.
Yeah, Google Maps did not exist.
Regret not reading that fully. Sorry about it, my bad.
No, it's fine. Hey, we debunked a theory. That's helpful.
Yeah.
We did it. I think, if anything, these are either... I believe in two theories. One, that it is just his writing, not...
Yeah.
His shorthand.
Yeah.
Of either what the doctor said or whatever. Or that it was a courier note for when he went down to Orlando. And maybe it wasn't even for him to read.
Yeah.
But just to be passed along. So yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because, even looking at it, if it was the doctor's notes, those numbers could be, this many milligrams of something, or it's his temperature. His temperature.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not what that dude on Reddit said, though.
That was on the wiki.
Oh, on the wiki. Okay, well, it's not that either.
Still.
No.
Still, it's not that. Ugh. Okay.
But yeah, like I said, his family said that they had never known him to write in shorthand, and that also he did have learning disabilities, so they really didn't think that it was something that he came up with to begin with. And also the FBI and the investigators did not tell, so they gave the family back everything that he had on him except for these notes, and they didn't tell them about it.
Oh.
They found out 12 years later when everyone else did.
That's weird.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Isn't that horrible? I feel like that, why wouldn't you ask them? They might know.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Right?
Anyway, it was fucking stupid.
It's really weird. Ugh.
I don't understand that, but sure.
So that's really all there is, because there is no definite answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Ricky is buried at the Laurel Hill Cemetery. Here, I'll just read this quote to you from the KMOV website. Ricky McCormick rests at Laurel Hill Memorial Gardens, 70 acres tucked along the St. Charles Rock Road in Pagedale. The cemetery's logbook says he's buried in lot 11D space 2. There is no headstone. There is no sign that anyone has ever visited.
Yeah.
Aww.
So, I don't know. It's just really weird.
Yeah.
If you want to help the case, you can the FBI has set up an actual website just for this. What's it called? I will tell you now. It's called forms.fbi.gov, and then it is the one that says, wow, it's not even on here.
That's helpful.
That is a dead link. Okay, there is hold on, I'll just tell you, I'll just go back to where I was. It's fbi.gov/help solve an open murder case part 2.
Okay.
And they have a forum where you can submit theories. If you are good at.
So, did they not? No, he was decomposed. I was gonna ask if they hadn't found any of physical evidence on him, but it was also 1999, and
he was just wearing jeans and a white T-shirt.
Well, I meant if they found
no, there was nothing.
Hair or something from somebody else, or yeah.
No,
I'm guessing no, but. Yeah. Okay.
It's just really
weird. I'm wondering too if this was a drug thing. He would have had to piss someone off regarding the drugs in St. Louis, not on his trip, because they wouldn't have killed him in Florida and then moved him to St. Charles County. You know?
Yeah.
There was no.
And there wasn't
physical harm to
Yeah,
his
that
body,
too. There wasn't anything
which is also so
physical.
weird.
Yeah. I'm wondering
I don't know.
if he,
Sorry.
like... But that's the thing, because, like, nobody saw him after he was at work, right?
Right.
Or at least they
That
say
was
they
the last
haven't.
anyone saw him.
Okay. Well, because I'm thinking, too, like, what if his heart/lungs gave out when he was visiting someone, and they panicked and just dumped him?
Yeah.
You know? And then they lied to the
Yeah, that
police.
could've
Like, I
happened.
could see that. I mean, that doesn't explain the notes, but...
Well, and the notes might not even be related.
that,
like,
too. They might
Again,
not be.
it might just be his,
That's true.
shorthand.
Yeah, that might be his notes. Yeah.
It's just really weird.
So weird.
And I really can't believe that we've never heard of this.
Yeah.
It's like part of me can, but then the other part of me
Yeah.
is like, but how?
I mean,
Well,
we hadn't
yeah,
heard
I mean-
about the St. Louis Jane Doe either.
That's true.
You know? I mean, St. Louis just doesn't talk about its crime, especially when it's against people of color. So,
That's
Yeah,
true.
I wanted
You
to
know?
talk about that actually. Let's
Yeah.
talk about the less dead for a minute. So this really is a prime example of that, where because Ricky was black and because he was like unemployed, on disability, had mental health issues, committed a couple of crimes. It's just that he's now, quote, less dead than anyone else. Like, had this been on some white guy, it would
oh
be
god. We would all know
like
about
on
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, we would have
But
known
since
about
it happened to a poor black man from St. Louis, it's like
Yeah.
completely unknown.
this. Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah.
fuck America.
I mean, the same thing with St. Louis Jane Doe. If she'd been white, which, I mean, to be
Yeah.
fair, like, at the time, they worked it as hard as they could, but we still haven't heard about it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly.
I feel like we would have if she were white, but... yeah.
Anywho.
Yeah. Just
Okay,
makes me-
sorry that was so unsatisfying.
Well, I was about to say, like, I'm just thinking, like, if JonBenet Ramsey were black, we wouldn't... This wouldn't... it
Yeah,
wouldn't be
no
a
one
thing.
would care.
Yeah.
Black and poor because
Yeah,
they
black
were
and
white
poor.
and rich.
Yeah, exactly. Or even just black. Even if they were wealthy and black, I still don't think they would have gotten the attention that
They might have
JonBenet
gotten
Ramsey
more
case.
attention,
Yeah.
but not to the level
No.
of
We're
what she is.
still talking about JonBenet Ramsey,
Yes.
you know? And yeah. Not that we shouldn't be, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like no one deserves to be dead, especially 6-year-old. But
Yeah. Yeah. Like, how many cases are there that are so similar to that, but because the victim is not white, we just don't hear about it,
Yeah.
you know?
Ugh.
anywho,
Everything sucks.
Yeah.
America's great.
Yeah. That's one word for it.
That's a word.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, if law school did anything to me, it was just to... You know what? I love how people are like, don't go to college, you'll get radicalized. I went to law school and got radicalized, people. Like, good lord.
I saw something yesterday that was like literally that argument, but the guy was like, you were not radicalized by reading the first chapter of the Communist Manifesto. You were radicalized by Dolly Parton singing 9 to 5 and by
Yes!
ABBA singing Money, Money, Money.
Yep.
That is what radicalized you. It has been ingrained in your psyche since you were a baby. Shut up about it.
I was radicalized by Shania Twain saying, "Let's go, girls."
Yeah.
So, nah.
That is like my strongest memory of living in Florida the first time. We were in my mom's coworker Heather's car, and she put that cassette tape on and smoked out the window, and I was like, hell yeah!
See, that was the first CD I ever owned was Shania Twain, and I used to watch her music videos like on repeat when we lived in Australia. So, there you
Oh,
go.
man. Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
that was interesting.
That was interesting.
So if you want to solve the case, go to the FBI. Don't go to that website I said first. Because apparently that's not real.
Yeah.
But the second one, that's FBI. I'm literally throwing up. Okay, help solve an open murder case part 2.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
It's just...
It's
All right, well, now I have 8 minutes to get ready for work.
Oh,
so.
God. Okay. Our ending is that we have no ending. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I've stopped recording. Oh, no, I haven't. Shit, I'm still recording. Thanks for listening to The Triad. Our music is by Scott Buckley. Our audio is recorded by our sound engineers, Craig Bott and Audrey Credo.
If you like the show, please rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, YouTube, and Tumblr as The Triad Podcast.
We're also on Patreon as The Triad. Currently, all Patreon funds will go towards the cost of hosting the show. Each tier has its own rewards, but every patron receives our undying gratitude. Do you have comments, questions, or stories? Email us at thetriadpod@gmail.com. And thank you again for listening to The Triad, where we're spooky but sensitive.